Alright, so it's Russell back, and on today's video I am going to be doing the second fluid exchange on this 2016 Isuzu NPR. This has the L96 6-liter Chevy gas engine with the 6L90E transmission. Excuse me. So about 10,100 miles ago, I dumped the factory fluid. I'm assuming it's the factory fluid because it looked pretty bad. I'm taking that fluid and I replaced it with this Valvoline. And the plan was always to eventually go to the Amsoil. What I did after that was I installed a Durali spin-on transmission filter, and I was going to put a cooler, transmission cooler here. As you see, there's not one here. On the Isuzu NPR HD version, they come factory with one. But after having looked at my scan gauge for the past almost year, the transmission runs really cool in this truck, so I haven't really seen the need to do it. I would like to do it, but haven't done it yet. So we're going to be replacing about 13 quarts of fluid. Now, the only complaint I have with the Valvoline is that there is a very, very slight shudder in the transmission sometimes, and it's rare. These transmissions are known to do that, and it's usually a fluid problem, fluid issue. The transmission shifts perfectly fine, but I had to use the Lube Guard additive with this, and it pretty much took care of it, probably 99% of it. So I want to see if the Amsoil by itself will help alleviate that at all. I don't know if it will or won't, but we'll find out. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and this is going to be a super easy job. If you've got one of these trucks, it's very, very easy. You just have to know the way that the fluid flows, and I'll just briefly go over it with you. The fluid comes out of the top line right there. It goes into the filter, comes out of the filter, it goes through the stock cooler that's inside the radiator, and then comes out that side and goes back to the transmission. So to do this, I am going to disconnect that line right there where it comes out, and I'll put a little adapter on the transmission, on the radiator with a hose to where it will allow it to catch the fluid that we're going to pump out with the container. And I'll show you all that in just a minute. Alright, so I found the correct adapter. I'll put a link in the description for this. This is actually a Hayden brand. It's designed to fit in the port here on the bottom of the transmission cooler. I took this clear PVC hose and I had to heat it up with the heat gun, and it is not, there's no way it's going to come off. I'll have to reheat it or cut it to get it off this. It makes a super, super tight seal. So I'm just going to run the end of the hose out here. Alright, so we've got graduated. This is in like half gallon, so 1, 1.5, 2, and so on. So I'm going to crank the engine, and the transmission will pump a little more than a gallon out, and then we'll stop it soon as So you can see the fluid going through the line, and I'm watching the line itself. As soon as we see air, I'm going to turn it off. So I think the capacity of the pan, which is pretty much what just was pumped out, was about 5 quarts. So I'm going to go ahead and add 5 quarts to the transmission again through the dipstick, and then we'll do this again. All right, so I just added a gallon, so we'll crank it back up and do the same thing. Okay, so we're about the same, about two gallons and maybe a quart. So I'm going to fill it up again, and we'll do it one more time. Let's pump out one more gallon. You may be able to see a color change in the hose. All right, so we're about the same. So we're about, it's about 13 quarts, which is what the transmission holds. There we go. All right, so next I'm going to replace the spin-on filter. So I've got a huge magnet that I put on here, and we're going to cut this open and I'm going to show you what's inside here. All right, so this is what, when you buy a Durali spin-on filter kit, it comes with one of these lube finder. This is the pH 253. And I found the Wix, this is a Wix 51515 XP. It is probably 30% larger. So it will be able to hold not only more fluid, but it has more surface area to do the filtration. So if you have enough area in the vertical position to have a bigger filter, this one would do very well. Let's already wipe this down once off camera. Just doing it one more time. But this is fine. All right, so I've got everything checked, and the fluid, there's no leaks. Everything's up to operating temperature, and the level's good on the truck. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to open this filter. In the description, you'll see where you can get one of these filter cutters. These things are absolutely phenomenal if you have the cartridge, or the, I'm sorry, the canisters, not canister, the spin-on filters. This, obviously you don't need this if you've got a paper filter, but if you're doing this, you're going to have one of these. All right. So we will pull this apart. So there's the anti-drain back. So what I'm looking for in the pleats are any chunks of aluminum, anything like that. That looks good. Okay, so in the bottom, the camera can pick it up, that's where the magnet was sitting. So if you were to take the pan off, there are magnets inside the pan that pick up this ferrous material, from just normal wear and tear, and that's normal. What you don't want to see are chunks of metal. But this fine material in here, that's okay. Now you may be wanting to know why I did not drop the pan. Well, this filters down to about 20 to 25 microns. The screen inside the, well, what you would call the transmission filter is really a screen, which is what you would replace if you had the pan down, and that's like 250 microns. All that does is catch big chunks of stuff. It doesn't filter out this type of stuff. They do put a magnet in there, but a lot of high-end transmissions like Allison and all that, they'll actually have spin-on filters. So this will filter out far more material than that ever would. And if you have one of these on here, pretty much unless you have a catastrophic grenade inside the transmission, it's never going to get anything on it, because this is going to filter out all that fine material, and the magnet that's in there may have a little bit on there, but it will not be hardly any, because you've got a super strong magnet here. So, and anything the magnet didn't catch that was big enough, the filter media caught it. So very, very handy. So I'm going to show you guys something real quick here. 89 Chevy K1500 now. And I said I didn't have room. I do have room. So I am going to, next time I change this filter, this is the shorter one, I'm going to put the one I put on the Isuzu on here. And as you see, I've got 3 magnets on the outside and 1 down there. So works absolutely phenomenal. All right, well, I hope this helped you, and if you are hopefully doing your own maintenance, you will investigate putting one of these on. You know, you can fit it just about any car. If you can't fit one of these on here, you could use one of these magnifyings. I have one of these on the Toyota, the Tundra, because I just don't have room to put that Durali in there. And this works pretty good. You just, obviously it doesn't have a lot of capacity, but it's got a magnet in there too. So this is a good alternative if you don't have room to put the other one. But anyway, if you got any questions, drop them down in the comments.